We have breaking news right now. We are learning more about the fire in Searsmont from the owners, the Robbins family. They say they are sharing that two of their owners, Jim Robbins and Alden Robbins, along with family member Lily Robbins, are right now receiving care at Massachusetts General Hospital in their burn center. They say they have a long road to recovery, but they are in the very best hands and they are looking forward to their return. They also say they have received many requests for those wishing to establish fundraising efforts for their family. They say while they are deeply touched by their generosity, they respectfully ask that any contributions instead be directed to your local fire department or to the Shriners in honor of the firefighters and families impacted by this tragedy. They say they are deeply grateful for the extraordinary outpouring of support, prayers, and kindness they have received since the tragic events on Friday. They say their hearts are with the family of the firefighter who lost his life in service to our community and with the firefighters who remain hospitalized as they recover from their injuries. They are profoundly grateful for the courage, professionalism, and sacrifice shown by the first responders who answered the call that day. They do say at this time they are working closely with investigators and fully cooperating as they conduct their review of this horrific event. They're saying that out of respect for that process and for all of those affected, they will not be commenting further on the circumstances of the incident until more information can be made available. So I just want to go back and share with you that Robbins Lumber is sharing our breaking news right now that two of their owners, Jim Robbins and Alden Robbins, along with a family member, Lily Rollins, receiving excellent care at Massachusetts General Hospital's burn center.